Hello everybody and welcome back to Games for Dads and the Eerie Worlds. Okay, what a fantastic day it's been in the Eerie Worlds. Events have finally launched. We're going to have a quick look at events if you've got no idea what I'm talking about. I'm also going to show you my cool French deck of the week. And also we are going to check out the leaderboard and see what everybody else is playing. See if there's any good decks out there for this week's cool league. As I said, my deck is a Gargouille French deck. Really cool. I've been wanting to play this for a while actually, and I'm really happy it's done pretty well this week. So, events. Do you know what the events are? Have you checked them out? There's a little new tab there with the star on it on the right. If you click on it, do make sure you read the arena rules. I played first off this morning as soon as the event went live. I think my first 3 games were against people that obviously hadn't read the rules. That gave me a massive head start. But yeah, the arena rules. This means how you build your deck. If your deck only contains a card from a single horde, and I think people mixed up hordes with alliances. But a single horde, so everything, i.e. like a French horde or a Greek horde, or whatever you fancy really, these cards gain plus 200 attack permanently. If you don't get the bonus, you've got no chance of winning, and you definitely want to win. You get 10 points for a win, 3 points if you lose, so you can lose everything. And the mana is pretty good this week, 22, 22, 22 and 22. And like I said, 10 points for a win. And here are the prizes. Look at this. Every 10 points you get some gold or silver. And also a load of cards, and I managed to grab 2 Fable cards, so really happy about that. And I know a couple of people I've spoken to in our Discord group also got a couple of Fables, so definitely worth doing. Anyhow, this week's league, enough about events. Get yourself in there, try out the event. Like I said, you get points for losing, so don't be scared. And the good news is, I think I only met 1 bot. I lost 1 game, won 10 games, lost 1. And I only played 1 bot in all those games. So really cool. Anyhow, let's go to the league. League number 38. Riven Alliance boost of 20. Zerafel 20. Which I'm pleased to say our French cards are all Zerafel. Starting mana 18. 18 per turn. Maximum of 64. Which is pretty good. We can carry over mana to the following turn. And a minimum of 16. Really good. I went with no Fenrir. I wanted to see what we can do without Fenrir. And this deck just about gets through if you get the rotation right. It's a pretty fun deck. So let's have a look. The world card, Karnak Stones. On the start, for every upgraded card in your opponent's hand, gain +1 permanently. The good news now is most people have got upgraded cards. So for every upgraded card in your opponent's hand, gain +1 permanently. That's on the start of every turn. So that's pretty good. And then on the game start, your French cards, whatever they are, cost -1 mana until play. So obviously, with no Fenrir, that is going to help us. And I think there's only 2 non-French cards, 3 non-French cards in this deck. So we've got 6 Frenchies. Le Velu, 7 for 71. He's a rare 1. On the return, if you lost the turn, this card gains +35 attack until played. If you won the turn, this card costs -2 mana until played. Quite a useful card, quite expensive, but big hitting, good score. Lutin, I do like Lutin, 7 for 73. He's an epic 1. On the play, your cards in hand gain +20 for 2 turns. Really good. Like that one. Krampus, I didn't want to play him, but he's just too good not to include. If you get the rotation right, so he hits on that 9th turn, he is phenomenal. He's a fabled 1 now, actually. He's doing well. 6 for 66 on the draw for every time each card in your opponent's hand has been played this game. That card loses -20 this turn. I think he's the best card in the game, in my opinion. This is a great card as well. Quivir, another Frenchie, 8 for 83. He is an epic 1. On the play, your opponent's cards in hand lose -25 attack this turn. And the card opposite loses an additional 25 this turn. Really strong card, that one. So here's our star, Gargouille, 7 for 77. I don't think I've used him before. He is a fabled 1 now, which is why I was desperate to try him out. On the draw, for every non-Zerafel card in your opponent's hand, your Zerafel cards in hand gain +7 until played. A lot of people playing Zerafel. but also a lot of people not playing Zerafel, so it's been quite useful actually. What's next? Vorloop. Do apologise about my French. 5 for 51. On the return, this card opposite this costs +2 mana until played. Quite like that card really. It's nothing special, but he is a Frenchie and he fits in nicely. Madame Koi Koi. So this one is not a French card. But what does it do? On the return, your opponent's Zerafel cards, wherever they are, cost +2 next turn. And it's pretty cheap to play at 6 for 52. Not a bad card. Like I said, I did want to keep it all purple, and I wanted as many French cards as possible. So I went with Tarasque, 5 for 47. Really cheap to play as well this week. On the return, one of your random cards of each rarity, wherever they are, gain 15 attack until played. And I quite like that little function there, because we have got no common, but we've got rare, epic, and fable. So we're going to get 3 cards getting that 15 there. And of course, great Zerafel card, Countess Elizabeth Bathory. On the play, your opponent's cards in hand lose -6 this turn, and this card keeps it all permanently. Great card. Okay, here we go. We are at Grim Reaper. Let's see if we can get another Rift. It's been pretty easy actually this week. Now that they've got rid of all that infliction, there's still a few people playing boring decks. But most of the people I've played, to be fair, are playing something a little bit more unique. They might not be very good, some of the decks, but they're at least being tried out. So let's see if we can get a real person. I have met quite a lot of real people now. Certainly in the event, nearly everyone was a real person. Mad Scientist. Well, he's not. Okay, never mind. Let's go. What card's that? What's he got? Oh, that's a good buff. Okay, so... and what should we do here? Looks like we're okay. Tolo Pampa is his world card. I couldn't remember what that was for a minute. So the good news with this deck is you can normally play 3 cards each turn. And if you're careful, you can save a little bit of mana each turn. So we're saving 1 mana there. You should be okay, even against some of these top decks. I guess you call them top decks. Rougarou decks are pretty good this week. Always Rougarou. But this deck should have not too much trouble against Rougarou. It is consistent, so you should be hitting 300 and 400 points pretty much every turn. And then obviously Krampus, hopefully, is going to do quite a lot of damage as the game goes on. This card's great. The Gargouille card, really cool card. Do like that one. So far, so good. 207 in front against the Mad Scientist. He's struggling to play more than 2 cards at the moment. That's good news for us. I did try a few other decks. I've been trying to play loads of different decks today, actually, because I've had a bit of time and I've been most of the day in Eerie Worlds trying different stuff. Some of them are total disaster and some of them have been really good, but this is definitely my favourite deck for the week. This one, it is doing really well for me. Really happy with it. I do like to have a mono alliance deck. Apart from Krampus. I wish I could take Krampus out though. But he's just too good at the moment. But it's nice not to have to rely on Fenrir. Even though 18 mana is not the highest. I don't have many really high leveled up cards. I've got quite a lot of leveled 1 cards. In fact, the highest one in this deck is, yeah, level 1. 258 in the front. His Rougarou slowly getting a little bit more powerful. We should still be about 300 in front here. I think we've increased the lead a little bit. Or not. No, we've gone backwards a little bit. Not to worry. Turn 4. We're doing okay on mana. Lutin I quite like, but I tend to never play him. I always forget to play poor old Lutin. Maybe I'll play him in a minute. Some of these other cards are better though. That's the trouble with a 9 deck in this game. Sometimes you just don't have to play 1 or even 2 cards. A bit weird, really. I don't think the rotation's quite right yet. Or not the rotation, but that number of cards unturned. 2, 3, 1. 2, 6, 1. That's not bad. Countess Elizabeth's still a great card. Even after the nerf and the rewording. Really good. Looking good at the moment. So yeah, you're not going to get miles ahead with this deck. But you are going to constantly knock out a decent score. And Mad Scientist is not doing anything too special. Let's play Looting, shall we? I do like that Gargouille. 4-9. That is nice. I do like that. On Zerafel card. You've got a few Zerafels though. That's a shame. So 4-7-3 coming up to turn 7. We do need to be careful on our mana in a minute. We've got some big cards coming around and I want to play them. Here's 8 and a 7. Yeah, like here now. Oh, we didn't save quite enough mana. It's not the cards I wanted to play, unfortunately. But never mind, we got 3 cards out. But we got 0 mana, so we'll only have 18 mana for the next turn. What have we got? 7 and a 6. That's 13. I don't think we've got any low cards coming round. Oh, we might be in trouble. Where's Krampus? He's going to come round on turn at 9. What have we got here? That's 7. They're a little bit tight on the mana here. Just a tiny tad. 1, 2. Yeah, look at that. That's weird. We've got 6 mana left for the last turn. That well card, I'm not sure if it's working properly, to be honest. Should be saving mana on my French cards. Or at the start. Is it just when you play it? I can't remember. Never mind. Okay, we are 4-1-7 in front. I think we're going to get our next rift or our first rift. And then do stick around. We're going to go and check out the leaderboard. Have a look, see what some of the decks of the week are. Check out what everybody else is playing. I'm sure there's quite a few people on the leaderboard. A nice finish, 4-5-7. And Krampus wiping out a big chunk of their score there. Well played, Mad Scientist. That was good. So yeah, like I said, I haven't really had too much problem with this deck, actually, even against real people. Playing some bizarre decks. Really, the only time I do have a problem is when I run into people with level 4s and 5 cards, which I keep running into, which is a bit of a shame, but never mind. I don't think I'm ever going to get my cards that high. But the events are definitely going to help, because you do get a load of gold. Okay, let's have a look. Who's this? Okay, interesting. Quite a nice deck. With Fenrir as well. And Black Forest. I really don't like playing Black Forest. But that's Didicious. He's at the top. This is a nice Leshy Bomb deck. Could be an event deck, actually. Are they all from the same horde? Yeah, maybe that is the event deck. I'm taking a guess. That's an event deck there. Player profile. And this looks like another event deck. Oh, there we go. So if you're struggling with the event decks, there's a couple from the leaderboard. It shows your last deck used. So I'm guessing these guys are playing the event. Nobody here I know. Oh, Peachy Kiss, I know. Let's have a look. What's Peachy playing? Oh, look at that. Nice deck, actually. I like that one. That's going to scare a lot of people. Really good. Plague Doctor Fabled 1. I do need to level up my Plague Doctor sometime. Anybody else? Oh, Do Not Believe. Great player. Let's have a look. Oh my word. Look at those cards. Level 3s and level 4s and level 5s. Very nice indeed. It looks like a Leshy Bomb deck as well. That is awesome. I'd like to see that being played, actually. Really cool. That's my favourite deck I've seen so far. Do Not Believe. I love it. Anybody else? Nobody else here I know. Oh, Tangent. Welcome back to the leaderboard. Finally. And it looks like another Leshy deck. No, it's not. Nice deck, though. Well, there we go. That gives you some idea of what people are playing this week. The good news is now the Infliction, damage cards have gone. Well, not gone, but not as good as they were. You can try some different stuff, especially when you get to Grim Reaper. Like I've done today, played around with a load of cool stuff. Anyhow, good luck in the event. If you haven't finished it yet, do try it. You only need 10 wins. Definitely worth it for the gold. And I suspect everybody's going to get 2 Fable cards. And if we get another event on Friday, which I think we will, happy days. Anyhow, take care. See you soon in the Eerie Worlds. Bye.